All right, welcome back for the first floor exterior. The first floor is a little bit different than the basement. In reading the first floor exterior document, you might see that our first floor's walls are quite different than our basement walls. Our basement walls were made out of that concrete block or cinder block. The first floor walls have quite a few different materials making up that wall. We have siding, we have an air barrier, half-inch sheathing, OSB for oriented strand board, 2x6 studs, insulation inside of those studs, a vapor barrier, and then half-inch gypsum board on the inside. In understanding how the wall is made, the architect knows how thick the wall will actually be. Half-inch OSB sheathing is a half-inch thick. Half-inch gypsum board is 1/2 inch thick. 2x6 studs, however, are not 6 inches thick. They're only 5.5. So understanding the materials that you're going to be using in creating the structure allow you to understand how wide we need to make our walls. We're going to start a brand new drawing called Floor 1 and then zoom all. So back in AutoCAD, create a new drawing. Name that one FLR-1. Oops, I got caps lock on. FLR-1. And again, make sure that your drawing units are set to Imperial. Once our interface loads, go ahead and change your drawing units to Architectural and select Done. And using the fact that our walls are going to be 6.5 inches in thickness, except for a few walls. We'll talk about those ones in a bit, but they'll be down here in the garage. We're going to use the same exterior dimensions, but with the 6.5 inch offset, and then sometimes that 4.5 inch offset. A little tricky part is down here in the fireplace location. It gives me two different dimensions for my height. Well, this 3 foot talks about how far the fireplace extends beyond the outside wall. And then this 3'8" talks about how thick this concrete pad is for my fireplace. The 3'8" is different than if I came down 3 feet and up the wall thickness of 6.5 inches. I'll show you what we're going to do right here when we get to that step. All right. Again, we need to create a brand new layer. We want to create that layer and call it A-wall. That's why my caps lock was on. And we want to set that layer to be the current layer. With the line tool, starting a line at 0, 0, we're going to draw a line with the polar tracking straight down 24 feet. I'm going to go a little bit quicker this time since we just did this in our basement plan. We're going to come to the left 44 feet. We're going to come down 28 feet. To the right 28 feet. Up 8 feet. To the right 33 feet. Down, this is that weird part with the fireplace. We're only coming down 3 feet. To the right 6 feet. Up 3 feet. To the right 9 feet. Here are those trickier dimensions. 15 feet 4 inches going up. 1 foot 4 inches to the right. 13 feet 4 inches up. 1 feet 4 inches to the left. We'll come up the last vertical dimension of 15 feet 4 inches. And this time I trust your input. Let's go ahead and hit C enter to close. All right, we talked about offsetting. We have 2 different offsets. A couple of these walls will be at 4 feet and the others will be at 6.5. This wall here, we're going to have to offset twice. One at 4 feet and one at 6.5, sorry, not feet, one at 4.5 inches, the other one at 6.5 inches, in order to get both the garage and the normal wall thickness. So enter for offset. I'm going to go ahead and select this line here and type in 6.5. You can either type in 6.5, or you can select this and type in 6-1/2, 6.5 inch. I think it's a little bit quicker by using my number pad to type in 6.5. So I'm going to be using 6.5 for my offsets. When we get down here to our fireplace, don't offset any of the bottom 3 lines. We're just going to offset the walls, and we'll deal with that 3-foot 8-inch concrete pad in just a second. All right, when I get over here, these walls are going to be offset a different distance. These ones here will be 4.5 inches. So when I select it, I'm going to type in 4.5. Again, you could have typed in 4-1/2, but I think it's a little bit faster doing the 4.5. This wall here, we're going to have to offset 2 different distances. One time at 4.5 inches for the back of the garage, and the other at 6.5 inches for the back of the mudroom. So back in AutoCAD, I'm going to select this wall and type in 4.5, and I'm going to select that outer wall again and bring it in 6.5. I have one last wall to offset in, and that's at 6.5. Now I need to clean up my interiors. I'm going to start up here and go around clockwise. So with the fillet command, my radius is set to 0. I'm just going to click on the inside 2 interior lines. I like zooming in. It allows me to be a little bit more precise with my clicks. I'm also using a mouse, so it might speed things up. I had to buy a mouse for my mom just the other day. Found one on Amazon that was like $6. So if you don't have one, it might help you. All right, down over here, we're going to leave this corner. We'll talk about that in a second. On the inside, again, we'll just continue with our fillets. This will be the 4.5 inch offsets of our garage. Now when I get up here, I've got to be very careful. This is in the top left corner of my garage. When I do my fillet, it's going to be of the interior vertical line and then the top of my 2 offsets, that 4.5 inch one. We'll figure out what to do with this 6.5 inch in just a second. When I'm over here on the inside of my mudroom area, my fillet is going to be of my vertical line above and then the lower of the 2 lines. All right, so I should have 3 lines in this little area of our home. And it's what we do with this area that depicts what's going to happen up here. So if we go back to the document, we can look at this wall here a little bit more closely. The way that it connects to the top is that it connects at the 4.5 inch offset on the garage side of the wall and at the 6.5 inch offset on the mudroom side of the wall. Well, to find the locations of that, I need to look down here at this lower edge. Similar to the basement, this right edge just continues straight up from the outside. Now this wall is a little bit thicker. It happens to be 6.5 inches. The reason for that is to keep the cold air from the garage from entering in the home. We could put in more insulation in here. And so we need to start our wall down here at this bottom location. So we want to start a line from that inside top right corner. And we want to go straight up until we hit that 6.5 inch wall. We want to now offset this new line we just created to the left by 6.5 inches. zooming in down here on the bottom to attempt to get the corner to look similar to this. What we're going to need to do is draw in a little horizontal line right here. So back in AutoCAD, we want to draw another line from here coming out to the left. Using the fillet command, I can clean up my edge. I'll click on my vertical line, and then when I click on this horizontal, I need to be careful and click on the right side so it trims out nicely and completes our wall. Up top, I can use the fillet command, knowing that the wall on the left goes to my 4.5 inch offset. I can apply a fillet between that left vertical line and my 4.5 inch offset. And then the same thing with my right line and my 6.5 inch offset. All right, now we can focus on the slab for the chimney. The slab for the chimney is 3 feet 8 inches in height. It starts from the back and goes up our 3 feet 8. So it's going to go a little bit beyond our 6.5 inch walls. We can quickly get that in there by offsetting the back line up by 3 feet 8 inches, and then using the fillet command to clean up our corners. I can fillet this left vertical edge to the top edge, and again fillet the right vertical edge to the top edge. That goes ahead and completes our first floor exterior walls. Don't forget to save your project, and again, reach out to me if you have any questions.